Batting second, the shortstop, number 7, Isabella Jameson. Batting third, the pitcher, number 15, Pavlovich and Corey Neyland. Batting fourth, first baseman, number 18, Alyssa Sotelo.
Against Irvine Valley, Santiago Canyon. Little check me swing. Taken out and caught there right by Alyssa Sotelo. And so that's 1-2-3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. As we head to the bottom of the second, Corey Neyland.
Head coach for Southwestern is, Yasmin Mosadeghi. And again, one of the most premier prolific player in college softball. In the early 2000s, I aged her about 10 years earlier, so the early 2000s, all-time home run leader, and that's impressive when you consider Sue Lewis played for the same team about 20 years before that at Cal State Fullerton, second all-time in the Big West as well is Mosadeghi. Cody Murray, head coach for Cerritos, assisted by Bud Murray, familiar. Wonder why? Ashley Belmontes,
Daddy.
Brendan Ashley, and Josh Musselman are the assistant coaches for Cerritos. And Cerritos, Alyssa Sotelo batting first. Brooklyn Boldoya is batting second. Rochelle Leduc batting third. In the cleanup spot is Vicky Nahara. Fifth is Miranda Diaz. Ariana Hamilton batting sixth. In the seventh spot, Pat Soto. Batting eighth is Angie Gonzalez, and nine is Alyssa Capps.
It's Budoya.
Budoya.
Not Boydoya.
Budoya. Budoya.
Leading off for the Falcons in the bottom of the first inning, second baseman, number 24, Alyssa
And
Sotelo.
where did Josh Musselman used to coach in high school softball?
I can't remember because when he said his name, I kept trying to think, okay, I should know.
Edison,
That's where it was. Okay.
among other stops, but Edison High.
14 players
That's
to the next
that's
level,
right.
including Jessica Plaza. Here's why I wrote it down. International coaching experience in Aruba, the Netherlands, and the Czech Republic. So we're going to say Josh Musselman is the reason softball is growing in the Czech. The only reason. And I'll stick to that. Take strike, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I thought you were going to tell me he was an uncle because he was Gabby's relative or something. So I thought, oh, no wonder you're going to call softball in the Czech Republic.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Sotelo takes that outside, 2-1. And I've seen the softball fields in the Czech Republic.
Nice.
One was. No, they are very nice, actually. And there is a strike on the outside part of the plate, 2-2.
Erica Simon at third. Corey, we've seen the third base people for Southwestern, and all of them have the tendency to be about 4 or 5 feet in front of the bag.
And a swing and a miss. And that was a drop ball on the outside part of the pipe. We're going to call that a screwball. Not actually a slider, but a screwball, the way that came across. And that's okay for Garcia. So Bedoya, hey, at the plate. Takes low and inside.
Takes the next one for a strike. 1-1's the count. Bedoya waiting. A little outside on that one by Garcia. So Simon, Jameson, Ward, Garcia, that's the infield. Jameson, Sims, Dahl, that's the outfield. Ojeda behind the plate, and Garcia in the circle for Southwestern. Bedoya fouls that off. Played a good game against Lisa's team earlier, Santiago Canyon. And they've just made a few crucial mistakes, or the score could have been much different in that second game today.
Yes, it would have been.
And it's a growth weekend for the team. Meaning growing as a team as Analia Garcia strides and delivers high for ball 4. So runner on first with 1 out.
Batting third baseman, number 5, Rochelle Leduc.
So Leduc now Rasher, pitcher, infielder, California High School in Whittier, 5'7" freshman. Froshmore. That's what we're calling this since it sits into the COVID now.
Steele down at second.
And in there easily. It looked like she crawled into second base. And Bedoya, jersey's dirty. Played third base this morning. Now she's in left field today. Garcia, 5'4", freshman, Health Sciences High School in San Diego. And LeDuc, commanding presence at the plate.
And I like Simon at third base, gets even with the bag with a runner at second.
There's a high bounce. Jameson plays it over to first with a strong throw. 6-3 in the scoring column.
What a sweet play. She backs up. She sets that back foot to get something on the throw and then throws with shoulder, not just arm. She turned the upper torso and easily got the runner out. Sweet play over at shortstop.
Yeah, and what's more impressive about it is she didn't rush it.
No.
I mean, you've been seeing the accolades, and at least during that first game, you were saying, okay, this is a shortstop that I like. Nice pitch by Garcia. And you see why you like it, because she's in there, and every play she does is a controlled movement out.
And you watch how deep she plays it short.
High, outside, 1-1, 2 outs.
I mean, Isabella Jameson is probably 2 feet from the outfield skin.
Pitch on the way, fouled back. Well out of play. 1-2, 2 outs. Southwestern had 1 hit in their top half of the first inning. Bedoya walked to get on base, stole second. Now it's up to Vicky Nahara. Tried to paint the corner. Comes up just a little bit. That's a pitch Mark Pavlovich likes. A little bit higher. Something he can see.
That's it.
Get those arms extended and go the other way.
That's it. Take it to right field. Take what they give you.
And that one's rolled in for a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. SportsNetUSA.net Softball Invitational. It's been a good thing. It's been a good couple days.
It has been. Seen some good softball.
And that's the thing. It's been good softball.
It's been good softball.
Ground ball up the middle. Ranging is Jameson, and that's going to be an error. Scores a run. As she was there because she was in perfect position, and she says, that's on me to throw out. And that one she looked up just in time and was rushing, and that's why she didn't come up. That last one she made that deep in the hole play, no rush, cool, calm, and collected. This one knows there's 2 out, knows there's a runner running, rushes it just a tad, came up just too early, and the run scores 1-0.
And it goes back to a statement we made in that last game, Corey. Look, catch, throw.
Mm-hmm. First strike taken to Miranda Diaz, and in a play like that and a hitter like Miranda Diaz up, who's ever dangerous, it could be easily a 3-0 game before the end of this first inning. But you like the way Jameson played that because she was in the right position. As when the pitch was pitched, she knew it was going to be on the outside part of the plate. She moves over 2 steps so she doesn't have to have a lunge at the end. Because it's unfortunate because I probably would have given her the hit instead of an error if she would have had to lunge. There's Diaz, flare it off, out of play.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you look at her, that's one of those plays, too, that I think she just thought it's in the glove. And instead of making sure looking it into the glove and then coming up and throwing.
Outside. And Ed, I was talking to Mark earlier about Cody Murray, about catching in and sure playing at Cal Poly during the time with Susie Brasney and Rhonda Wheatley. I never knew that until this week doing some research. There's one. Simon out of play foul.
Well, not Kelly. Cody also, remember, she played for Golden West. And she played on the Golden West team when they won the state championship.
Yeah.
And so did, I'm going to get the wrong name.
Line. There's Jameson, and that's error number 2, and she tried to scoop that up looking before it goes into the glove. And Mark.
Kim Nutter, who was at Santa Ana, who played for Cody professionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was on the team the next year. I think they won the state championship then, too.
Yeah, Golden West in 79 and Golden West in 84. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it's a small world. It's a big softball world, but it's a small community at the same time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Because you mentioned Yasmin, and I was thinking going back to my youth when I watched Sue Lewis play for the Mustangs and the travel ball, then go to Cal State Fullerton with Cappy Van Wyk and Pam Newton. They all played on the travel ball together. Then they go to Cal State Fullerton. And then you look at that team, it's just, they begat my cousin, Michelle, and Michelle Dodona played on the same team. Now Michelle Dodona is one of the top coaches in the OEC. And then you move forward to that Mustang team who had players like Dawn and Stacy Skinner, Ashlyn Booker, who's in the top 5 all-time home runs in the CCCAA. So it's like all that tree is a lot of roots.
Well, Long Beach, they've won how many state championships? Is it 3 or 4?
2.
2.
2, okay. Megan is the head coach, and Megan played on one of the championship teams.
That 2001 team.
So
there's a ground ball. Jameson, third time's a charm. Throws over to first. Yes, it is for the third out. So 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on base. And that's going to be the end of 1. It's 1-0 Cerritos on SportsNetUSA.net. And Mark is going to like this. Ashlyn Booker played at Long Beach State, who you guys got to call at Cal State Fullerton when she used to travel.
Yeah.
I love the links.
Yeah. Well, it's, we were fortunate enough for many years on SportsNetUSA.net to do the PGF. And doing the PGF, I don't know how many times I've watched Oklahoma, LSU, Florida, Arizona. In the old days, Corey, we would stop doing one of our football games. There'd be a softball game on, and we'd go, remember? Or the Michelle Crew Classic. We'd go, remember when she played? And you do it to me all the time. Remember when they played back? You do it to me now.
I do it to you
now.
Remember
when they played? I'll go, when? You'll go, 10 years ago. It's that thing. So it is that small world.
And you look at the Falcon softball factory that they have here at Nancy Kelly Field, and that, she was the first softball coach here at Cerritos, 76 to 97, over 500 wins. How good of a program must you have if you've had 2 coaches and both of them have over 500 wins?
Oh, you know what? I give Cody a lot of credit for it because Cody's real honest as a coach. And Ed and I have been around her enough where she'll look at you and go, I really don't have much. It's really hard to recruit. And then you'll watch her team, and they're so fundamentally sound that you go, well, if they weren't much walking in, Coach, you've just did an outrageous job with the softball team. And Cody is that sort of coach here at Cerritos. Stay as long as you like because you do an exceptional job coaching this Falcon team.
And up to the plate is Analia Garcia, who's in the circle, followed by Natalie Ojeda and Sam Jameson, the 3 up. Callison delivers a strike inside. for 1-1 count. This one's popped up and out of play. And here's something I found interesting. I don't know if you guys know it. The AIAW,
Way back.
Yeah, where Cerritos was a runner-up in the Southwest section and a national runner-up as well. And that's as a community college playing against college teams.
D1 school.
Yeah. And that's the interesting thing. We were having that's in the dirt, 2-2. We were having
never
that
knew that.
discussion. Yeah, we were having the discussion. It's like that's why it was such a it was unfortunate that got absorbed and bought out. I'll leave it at that. This one's high in the air to the right side. Under it is Gonzalez, chasing it is Sotelo. Neither one can come up with it. And staying alive is Analia Garcia for another attempt.
She was so hoping that was going to land fair.
Would have been a base hit.
Yeah, so hoping.
Well, if you remember in the, what was it, more mid-70s, when Judy Garman was the coach of Golden West, they played it was in the NC2A Women's College World Series, but it was the equivalent.
And in the dirt, thrown out for the first.
Yeah, and they played, what, two years in it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I find that funny that they did it then, and now they wouldn't even consider it. And it's funny when you say that, because Mark always questions the community college players never get respect from, like, big-time schools.
I don't think they do.
No, they don't. They get overlooked a lot of times when they have the skills to, not saying that, they can go from here being a starter to a starter on, on the top 20.
And that is fouled out of play.
But they certainly could fill a role.
Yes.
I agree with you, Ed. I agree with you.
Because we've done D1 softball. They could fill a role.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Ojeda in the first game was run ruled in 5. So they played 3 games. All 3 have been run ruled. That's an off-speed pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. She went 1 for 2.
Well, here's what's rather strange or what bothers me when we talk about D1 softball and the coaches. And I'll get to that after this next pitch.
Callison delivers. Had her leaning on the tiptoes. Good eye by Ojeda.
Let's take 2 women that we know, a Kelly Ford and a Patty Gasso. Both successful community college coaches. They get to D1, they're not really looking at those community college players anymore.
And there is one flared into right field. That's a base hit. Good job. Good piece of hitting by Ojeda. So she's on first with the second hit of the game with 1 out. Yeah, and then you're going to talk about boosters and money and all that stuff. And who don't know the sport.
That's true.
And it's a detriment.
Yeah.
Sam Jameson with the runner on first base. 1-0 here at the top of the second inning. Cerritos in the lead.
I think another problem is you have some 4-year coaches that, well, hey, and I was told this by a community college coach that, hey, they'll say, well, your player hasn't played for us.
High in the air. Miranda Diaz continuing the strong lineage at shortstop for Cerritos College. Doubled up.
And let's watch the replay of the double play here.
Lined it up, throws it over to first, and that's a nice solid play. Looked it into the glove and didn't rush anything. Looked it into the glove and knew Ojeda was far enough off first base that she can come down, take her time, and make a strong throw. So at the end of 1.5, still 1-0 Falcons.
As I was saying, that some of the 4-year coaches will say, well, wait, your player hasn't played for me for 4 years or isn't in my program for 4 years. So they've been in your program. I don't want anybody who hasn't been in my program since a freshman. That is ridiculous thinking. I'm sorry. You're giving up a good player. Once again, I'm not saying that this player can come in and be a starter. But sometimes that does happen. But they could play a role. And you could coach them into being a starter by their senior year. I mean, it's just, you have this, I think some coaches just have this attitude. It's, a snobbery even that they don't want to touch the community college players.
Yeah,
But if you go to the NJCAA, they've had some of their pitchers who have been, the MVP of the year or one of their top, they pick 2 or 3 from the different levels. Some of those young ladies have gone to not the big-time Oklahomas and UCLA's, but other D1 schools and have become starting pitchers because those coaches realize, hey, if she can do that at that level, we can work with her a little bit more to refine her pitching, and she could, we need a starter. There's a starter we can get. Let's go after her.
Yeah, exactly. I look at it as like, come on, people, because watching so much college basketball, you appreciate the Jerry Tarkanians of the world. Yeah, we'll build my program on junior college players and watch me win a championship.
That's exactly what Jerry did.
And for Cerritos, designated player, actually looks like a pinch hitter. So Patricia Soto in the 7th spot, followed by Angie Gonzalez and Alyssa Cap. So the designated player, Soto, out of Millikan High School. Didn't play in the first game.
No, didn't see her.
And that's why there's such a rivalry between Cerritos and Long Beach. Soto goes to Millikan. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, these young ladies are,
they
played in high school and now they're battling again.
Millikan from Long Beach City is just down the street. You just make a left on Spring and then, left on Spring and a right on Clark and you're there.
Yeah.
Or you can just keep on hopping on the freeway and drive 5 more minutes and come to Cerritos.
Yeah, there's 3 close by here,
Yeah, I'm going to one of them tonight. Going over to Cypress just off, and that's close.
Oh, I thought maybe you were playing basketball. You were still on the I thought maybe junior varsity level?
I wish I could play basketball still. Oh, man. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, we've already done 6 hours.
The pitch to Soto was outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It's funny, Corey, is you sort of see this now. 2 teams, doubleheader, beginning of the season.
Ground ball, Simon scoops it up.
Nice play.
Throws it over.
Nice play.
And that is the first out of the inning, which brings up Angie Gonzalez, the right fielder.
Right fielder number 2, Angie Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, freshman, 5'3", bats left, throws left. Sierra Vista High School out of Baldwin Park.
Little slap hitter. Has speed, dropped a beautiful bunt in the first game today for a base hit.
Good pitch by Analia Garcia. And here's the thing, Mark. Southwestern looks a little bit more relaxed and comfortable out there.
Yeah, their head coach came over. They all had a conversation. There was a little laughing going on, standing out here in the outfield grass. And, I think she's just said to him, hey, look, nobody's being judged these first 3 games.
Yeah, and I think this is a team that as it grows, because they're all freshmen and they're strike number 2, 1 and 2 with 1 out. As a team grows after 2 years away, end of the season, this will be one of those teams that you're not going to want to play come the Pacific Coast Athletic Conference time.
Well, this will one of those teams, Corey, that you're going to look up and say, wait a minute, they're in contention. And
you're going to look at their records and say, I thought they were bad losing the first 2-3 games of the season.
Exactly. I'm going to compare them to the Cypress women's basketball team, where all of a sudden you say, oh, I thought they were okay, but I didn't think they'd be competing. And now you look at Cypress women, they're right there. I think the same thing's going to happen with Southwestern.
Well, if you look at the preceding years, it's always a battle between Southwestern and Palomar in that Pacific Conference, 1 and 2.
And there's backhanded by Garcia, playing her position, but too speedy. Here's Gonzalez.
And her teams have made the playoffs how many years in a row?
I thought it was 7 years in a row. Let me see.
Something like that. And that's the reason they were invited to our tournament. Because we have teams in our tournament that have all been in the playoffs in recent times, in the regionals or super regionals or even the, the big game in Bakersfield. Well, the one that involves softball. There are other ones.
Gonzalez goes, and she is out.
And I believe we have a replay of that.
Let's get that replay because Ojeda came out throwing. There's Jameson ranging over. And you see Gonzalez was there, but the tag stayed with it as Gonzalez slid through the bag. They're going to say her hand was still on the bag, but I thought the tag was made quickly by Jameson, and she was out. Because the replay showed that she was there, ball was there, but the tag made it special. And that's going to be the second out, 1 ball.
Both umpires agree.
So Bedoya, Alyssa Capps. I'm just moving everybody along. I'm thinking I got to hop in the car right now and leave you gentlemen. And I'm rushing everybody out the door. Adding 10 years to people's age, rushing people out the door.
Corey's going to walk in. By the time he turns on the program, it's going to be the second half with 30 seconds to go. So remember, don't even open up the case.
High, outside.
So here's what you don't expect. It'll be you walk in there and you'll hear, "Hi, I'm Ryan Osborne on Sportsnet USA." Corey, I'll go.
Capps takes ball 4 in the dirt. So there was 4 straight pitches to Alyssa Capps. And she plays a solid center field. You don't hear much of her in that first game, but she played a solid game. So bring back up to the starting of the lineup. Batter number 1 is Alyssa Sotelo, the second baseman.
Struck out her first time up. High on that front foot, then double clutches with her foot.
Popped out of play. Reset that lineup. Alyssa Garcia at first base for the Jaguars. Malia Ward at second. Erica Simon at third. Isabella Jameson at shortstop. Left to right is Sam Jameson, Natalie Sims, and Sydney Dole behind the plate. Who threw out Gonzalez is Natalie Ojeda. Swung on and fouled back.
So you watch Sotelo at the plate. She does a little timing move with her front foot. She sets it, she taps it again and taking her stride. All the timing moves to try and get that timing down with the pitcher. Tap, tap.
And fouled off.
Little quirks that batters on all levels, be it softball and or baseball, have when they're up at the plate.
And that's low. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 is your score. Cerritos got on the board. 3 hits for the Falcons, 2 hits for the Jaguars. And Simon even at the bag. And that's what you wanted to see all last game is the Jaguar third baseman back up to the even to make themselves have a better opportunity. Put yourself in a better position to win. As the outfield shallow for Sotelo. Not expecting that big pop off the bat. Annalie Garcia line. into right field. Rounding second is Cap. She's up on third on a base hit by Sotelo.
And if Sydney Dole doesn't glance at first, Corey, because right fielders think they can throw runners out at first, and comes up and just comes gunning to third base to hold the runner at second, she's got the runner at third base. She's got the runner at third base. She's got a good enough arm to get her. She would have had her because it was just close, but she took a second away to glance at first base.
Maybe. I'm not quite so sure. Bedoya, she is now
Oh, wait,
stepping up.
Wes is contacting me. I don't know where Corey is.
All I know is HDMI and the silver one, and a 2 on the right. 2, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. We're good.
Just remember, we don't answer the phone when we're on the air.
I'm gonna throw away my phone as Bedoya steps up to the plate. Walked. First time up.
And you watch Bedoya, very, very patient hitter. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Doesn't ever feel the pressure, but this would be a big hit for the Cerritos team to get out by 3 here in the bottom of the second.
Ooh, ain't having none of that. That's a you don't want none pitch right there.
I tell you what, Garcia brought a little smoke on that one and said, you know what, catch up to it if you can.
And Bedoya could not. But Bedoya looks like the type of player. Throw that one again.
That's it.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And slows it up this time high in the air and out of play.
And that was such a sweet pitch by Garcia, Corey, because she took, it was probably almost in the same place. We're down the third baseline. She took just a few miles an hour off, which causes that foul ball.
Yeah, you see the hiccup in the swing
Yeah.
from Bedoya.
Yeah.
Good job of staying alive just to get the bat on ball. And that's high. Good stop by Ojeda. So runner on third.
Just a little overthrow on that one. 1 and 2 count. Just trying to get that speed up to strike her out.
His Caps on second is Sotelo. Off-speed pitch, right center field. That is deep underneath with the one-handed grab is Sydney Dole, and that is in the inning. So no runs, 1 hit. No errors, 2 left on base. There were 2 hits, excuse me. I like the PI guy. John, he can always correct me. So no runs, 2 hits. No errors, 2 left on base at the end of 2 complete. Falcons 1, Jaguars nothing on sportsnetusa.net. So, and a shout out before we get out of here. Third baseman, Erica Simon for Southwestern. You get a big shout out, helping a brother out earlier. She assisted, and it's much appreciated. So thank you very much. And that's another thing about all the softball we've done at the community college level. Not only are the coaches nice, the players are nice. For lack of a better word, it's one of those things
They're polite.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're athletes, but again, they get it. So I'm going to give props where props is due. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, Santiago Canyon got ready to leave. They walked by us and they said, hey, thank you for what you did today. And, they watched Albert, Ed, Corey, myself running all over the place, especially Ed and Albert are running all over the place, and they appreciate what they did. Southwestern said, we know you can, when I went in the dugout and got the lineup, they said, we know your voice is as sweet as Frank Sinatra's, and, I'm not sure your partner was right, so.
Gentlemen.
Cerritos in front. Corey Neyland, it's been fun as he heads over to Cypress College. That basketball game is at 5 o'clock tonight on sportsnetusa.net and Chargers Live. Fly ball deep to right field. Taken out of the air there by Angie Gonzalez. So Gonzalez tracks it down.
Now batting, second baseman, number 3, Malia Ward.
So Malia Ward is up. As Dahl flies out to right field. Malia playing second base today. Swings through the first one. Ward a little crouched at the plate. Callison brings it home. Just off the plate for a ball. 1-2's the count. We've started off with old-fashioned softball, a 1-0 game. Ward looks. Little pop's gonna drop, just foul. Keeps it at 1-2 is the count. 2 hits, no runs, a few errors for Southwestern. 4 hits, 1 run. For Cerritos, the Falcons up by 1 right now. Popped up in foul territory. Taken there by Hamilton. So Hamilton makes a nice little play for the second out. Natalie Sims comes up.
And Mark, look how shallow Angie Gonzalez is playing in right field.
Yeah. Well, Sims looks like that slap hitter, Ed, because, I mean, everybody's up on the infield, too.
Well, if she gets one over somebody's head, it's off to the races.
That's it. Just keep running until you see a sign from your coach. And so you drive it into right field, and then all of a sudden you have your right fielder and Gonzalez pick it up, throw it to Hamilton, and that's a 9-3 putout.
I think that's why I'm not positioning the outfield defensively. Because certainly the Cerritos coaching staff called it.
Yeah, they did. You know, every once in a while, too, Ed, you look at that, and you'll see the way they're positioned. Sometimes we'll wonder. But, you know, they, even at this time of the season, I think because of the experience of the coaches that you and Corey have talked about so far, they can watch the way somebody swings the bat and have an idea of whom they might be. And so far, that has worked today. It's Cerritos right now is up 1-0, heading to the bottom of the third here at Nancy Kelly Field. Albert, Ed Ford, my old partner Corey Neyland, who's on the road with Gabby Neyland, heading over to Cyprus. I've had a great time these last 2 days calling games for the first SportsNetUSA.net Invitational Softball Tournament. We look forward to next year already and more softball seasons this year. We're going to be over at Cypress Community College doing a few games for Mr. Brad Pickler this season, which ought to be fun. Brad should be loaded like he always is every year. Even when Brad tells us he has a bad softball team, I don't believe him.
Neither does anybody else.
So Rocher LeDuc comes up. Grounded out to short her first time up. Had a good day so far today in this doubleheader. Analia Garcia brings it from the circle. So both these teams searching for their first win here in 2022. Just off the plate.
Pretty good looking pitch.
Yeah, Garcia's look good in the circle so far. Shot deep to the hole. Double clutch throw out at first base. And I tell you, I'm watching Isabella Jameson at short, who ranged to the edge of the grass, Ed. Took a little hiccup double pump and still made the throw in the play.
Yeah, fine play by her. Good range.
That brings up Vicky Nahara, who's played catcher all day for the Falcons. One and one. Nahara fouls it away. Vicky went to El Rancho High School in Pico Rivera. Takes that one down low. As a junior, she was named by the Whittier Daily News to the second team and then to the first team of the All Del Rio League, and was voted as a most valuable player when she played there. Takes that one back up the middle for a base hit. Vicky'd love to go, and there you go, Ed. She'd love to go to Arizona State University to continue her education and play softball.
I've heard that's a fairly good softball program.
Not too bad, not too bad. They've done well over the years as Miranda Diaz comes up. Miranda playing shortstop in this game today. Got on base last time up with an error. Drives it deep to left field. Oh, a great jab up there by Sam Jameson. Looked like the ball was over her head. Sam goes back and then throws up a glove and comes down with the softball.
First baseman, number 13, Ariana Hamilton.
So Jameson makes a beautiful play out there in left field and holds the runner at first base. 2 downs now. Runner at first. Ariana Hamilton. Also got on the last time with an error. It's when Isabella Jameson was just a little off her game. Made a couple back-to-back errors for Southwestern. 1-1 pitch. Right there in the corner. 1-2. 1-2 count. Runner at first. 1-0. The Falcons. Pitch is high and away. Analia Garcia in the circle for Southwestern. Having a good game. Brings it home. And waved at for strike 3. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 person left on base. After 3 complete innings, it's the Falcons 3, Southwestern 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Ed, you sort of look at this game, and we saw maybe, I don't know, I guess, lopsidedness a little in the first 2 games here, but now we've got this game that is, you look at the 2 teams matched evenly in the circle, defensively and offensively. Too early in the season to really care about that first win, or would you say if you were out there on the bench right now, this is an important game because somebody walks away on this weekend with at least 1 win, the other team is still saying, we've got nothing?
Well, every game could be important. You always want that win, especially, the Falcons, they're playing at home. They want to win. I'm sure Southwestern, hey, it's a long season, but you don't want to start out 0-4 either. You have to climb back. And as we were talking about earlier, this year, all the seeding is going to be on RPI. So that's going to make every game more important. But in the case of Southwestern, or any of the teams here, they're all going to be highly ranked teams, so they're playing against good competition. It's not like you're going 0-4 against teams that never even
win.
Have a chance to get into the playoffs.
Isabella Jameson starts this 4th inning off for Southwestern. Popped out to second, her last time up. Very talented shortstop for the Southwestern teams. Got great range, great depth, good arm. Swings through that one. Plays a lot deeper than you may see community college or even college shortstops playing the game of softball. A couple times she's been a step off the outfield grass. Hits that sort of off the edge of the bat and gets to Sotelo, who makes a quick little out on it. So Sotelo gets the out on that. Jameson's gone once again.
Even though it may not look like, she plays deep, whether she does or not, I think it's all you really worry about is results.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the position she plays in, she fields it more than well, very well, then hey, that's the way she does it.
Yeah. Oh, I like the way she plays.
Oh yeah, she's gobbled up some balls here.
Contreras, the designated player, is up now. Had a hitter first time up. A little noise from the dugouts. It's the other thing I like about softball. We were all raised when we were little kids playing Little League, yelling, hey, batter, 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 swing. And then you get a little older, and then you're told that's not cool. And then you get quiet, and the major leaguers, they talk under each other's breath. Softball still has that tradition of the chanting and the songs. Low for ball 4. Alyssa Garcia. So Alyssa comes up with a runner at first base. 1 out. Fouls that one off. Alyssa popped up to second her first time up. One to nothing. No runs, 2 hits for Southwestern. 1 run, 5 hits for the Falcons. And of course, you sort of wait, Ed, for old school. You know, runner gets the first, drop that bunt, get that runner in scoring position. Nice little clean hit to center field. No play at second base, but the runner comes into the bag really, really hard. So Contreras really hit the bag hard. It looks like she could have jammed her front foot going in there.
I think she did somewhat, but she's shaking it off and dusted off, and she's ready to go. She's waving off the coach and say, "Oh, I'm fine. I'll stay in."
Well, I think she's going to get a designated runner.
Oh, well.
So she is going to get a designated runner out there.
It's my second bad call in a row.
So Simon's out there. Simon is actually the third base person for Southwestern, but you can get designated runners. And of course, this helps you get a little more speed on the bag. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Trailing by 1 here in the top of the 4th. All down and away.
And this is a big opportunity for the Jaguars.
Ball off the plate. Yeah, it'd be nice, Ed. You want to see that signal or at least, you know, get something to tie this game up at 1. Get that mental factor just to roll over and say, okay, we're here. Fly ball down the right field line. It's going to drop foul. Erica Simon probably has good speed over there at second base, so we'll see what happens if it is hit to the outfield. A little pop fly right there to right field, not deep enough for anybody to advance. Taken there by Angie Gonzalez. So everybody stays where they're at. Now there's 2 down. Runners at first and second. Ojeda coming up. The catcher for Southwestern, Natalie, so far today, got a hit in the second inning when she had an opportunity. Big now if she could get one. Takes that low and away. Ojeda just resting the bat on her shoulder. Calls time at the plate. Backs out. Takes a little breath. Gets her mind back where she wants it at. Just wants to put the ball in play. Pretty good arms in the outfield. High pop fly on the infield once again. Angie Gonzalez says, I'll settle under it, and she does. So they got at least 1 hit, but that didn't do much good. 1, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base as we head to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Falcons holding on to a slim lead, 1-0 over Southwestern here on Sportsnet USA.net. Well, it'll be an interesting season for softball because you've heard Mr. Ford tell us A lot of teams didn't play last year, Ed. We don't know who stayed and who went from a lot of the teams. So it could be a very interesting softball season, to say the least, when we get ready for community college softball and the competition in each conference this year.
Well, if you look at our 3 rosters of today, Cerritos, they're all freshmen. Southwestern, they're all freshmen. Santiago, you have 4 sophomores, and that's because Santiago played last year. So, yeah, most teams are going to be starting 2022 with fresh rosters. Only the teams in the OEC, which would be Cypress, Fullerton, Santiago, of course, OCC, Riverside, Golden West, and I'm sure I'm missing, Saddleback. Yeah, you're going to see them with some sophomores, but not even really that many. So, but everybody in the South Coast Conference, all fresh. Down in the Pacific Conference, where Southwestern is, should be all freshmen.
So it could be an interesting competitive year this year as we head for the bottom of the 4th. Soto, the designated player, is up. Takes that for a strike. Patricia Soto, or everybody calls her Pat. On this team. Off the end of the bat. She went to Long Beach Milligan. She was an avid scholar as a senior, the most improved player on Milligan's team. She also got the award for the best offensive player when she was there. She batted 333 as a junior when she played at Milligan. Spent 3 years on the softball team. She'd love to be a pediatrician one day. And her sister, Itzel, was an all-state softball player for what team? The Cerritos Falcons. And then she transferred to Fort Lewis. Her sister transferred to Fort Lewis College. Yeah, he was back early visiting me.
Oh.
I think he thinks this is his iPad.
Well, as long as you're on friendly terms, I won't interfere.
Yeah, no, we're okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I had a rubber band, though, wouldn't know what hit him.
And this is the thing, too. It's interesting about her because it was just mentioned that her sister played here, was an all-state player, and then goes to D1. It'd be so interesting just to go through all the years and see how many sisters have followed sister after sister after sister to community college teams. That one fouled off.
Well, when Cerritos last played, I can't remember their names, but remember it started with an S. I'm just drawing a blank. But there was like 3 of them at least, maybe even 4, that they all played. 2 were on the team at the same time, and then the one graduated, and then another one came along.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that you keep forgetting. And everybody forgets the fact that the coaches are educators. They're friends. They help these people with academic problems, personal problems. They guide them through the early years of their life. So, they all have dreams. Like I said with Pat, she wants to be, Pete, she gets hit on that pitch.
And luckily, that seemed to hit her on the calf and not on the shin.
So we're going to get a little conversation in the circle.
Well, nobody's been throwing, Mark, over here for Southwestern, so.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's there. You've got some activity down in the bullpen for the Falcons, but they've been throwing for a while, so, you know, we'll see if a change ever happens there.
Pinch running for Soto at first base, number 33, Michaela Torres.
So Torres
Batting for the Falcons, the right fielder, number 2, Angie
is now there over at first base. Angie went to Sierra Vista High School in Baldwin Park, where she played outfielder there. Her major is elementary education, and she'd like to transfer to Cal State University Fullerton. She follows in softball because her dad played baseball when he was at Sierra Vista High School, where she played softball at. In which we hear that from a lot of softball players, that they get inspiration from their fathers. That's the first one to go out there and grab a glove and play softball with them. You know, it always used to be one of the things in softball. You'd see so many male coaches, and then you'd start asking the women, why aren't there more female coaches in the game of softball? On the corner. 2-2's the count. Runner at first. No outs. Trailing by one are the Falcons. Infield is in for the slap hitter. Well, in at the corners. Normal depth at short and second. Flares it over to third. Nice little sweet double play right there. As Erica Simon just picks it out of the air, quickly goes over. And that gives them 2 down. They started walking off the field. I looked at my scorebook and thought, wait a minute. Can't be.
Center fielder, number 4, Alyssa
So that brings up
Had
Cap,
me
who
fooled.
walked. Yeah, I mean, I looked down and went, wait a minute. I know Soda started this inning. Cap comes up. Everybody plays her up tight, too. 4'11" is what she's listed at. So the smaller little softball player with everybody cheating up at the corners. And yet, Isabella Jameson is back deep. She drops down, picks it up. Simon comes over and makes all 3 outs in that inning. A really nice play on the bunt. Fields it, turns, throws for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We head to the 5th inning. It's the Falcons 1. Southwestern College 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. I might as well give the whole conference a 0. So, we just started off. My new broadcast partner, B, with me. He'll fly out and make sure Corey Neyland made it safely to Cypress College later, because we got a little Cypress College basketball. Corey Neyland calling the action. The women won last week. They're 1 game out of first place in their conference. So the women have turned up the heat. The men looked really good last week. Tommy Flanagan just impressed the heck out of me for the men. I like C also for that men's basketball team. Another outstanding player. So we'll see what's going on. Women doing a little bit better than the men, but I think both teams will fare well in basketball at the end of this season.
And also we have ELAC basketball, the Huskies, East Los Angeles College, and the men's and women's teams are both doing well. The women are ranked, I believe, number
5 last time I saw.
Yeah.
They were tied for 5th, ELAC, for the women.
Yeah, and statewide, they're in 10th place. So, ranked 10th. So, we've got some basketball going here on SportsNetUSA.net with some good teams that look like all 4 are headed for the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Drive down the line, that's a base hit. So Southwestern quickly gets a runner on. They've had opportunities, haven't gotten anything across, but Sam Jameson starts things off for him with a nice single.
Pinch hitting for Southwestern, number 9, Alexandria Garcia.
So Garcia now comes up. Batting for Dull.
Albert telling us ELAC is 9th in the rankings. My mistake. Give them one more notch.
Garcia squares. Doesn't get it. 2-0 the counter. Runner at first. Trailing by 1. Southwestern trying to make a move here in the 5th inning. Perfectly dropped bunt. Throw over to first. What a nice, beautiful bunt made right there by Garcia. Perfect sacrifice right up the first baseline. Forcing the first baseman to make the play. Only place to turn and get somebody out at was at that original bag of first base. And so a beautiful sacrifice by Southwestern. 1 out. Tying run at second. And now we're going to have another pinch hitter. So Clady now up. Shamia Clady. Out of San Diego, California. San Diego High School. Freshman, 5'7". Pass ball. So runner gets the third. So an out can tie the game. Tag the runner and go. Throw home. Throw was there, then it got away, and if the runner's going, well, it's one of those plays that you can say might have, could have, should have, would have, and then again, if it's fielded cleanly, the runner's out. Sims up the middle. They get her at first, and she's out at first. Another nice play by Angie Gonzalez in right field. She has been solid as that right fielder for the Falcons today. Ed Ford, that's twice she's thrown somebody out, and she's been there for those fly balls. Just a clean play in right field.
Hasn't it been Sims both times? Or am I wrong? I know the play has been made twice.
Yeah,
Gonzalez
it was her both times. You're absolutely right.
I
both
thought
times that she got her. So big plays, and the Falcons hold on to that 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Albert says it's the bottom of the
Bottom
fifth.
of the 5th. Yeah, they don't have it on the scoreboard. I just turned my score sheet over. It should be the bottom of the 5th. So we should have a 0 on the scoreboard, and we don't. But we head to the bottom of the 5th with the Falcons coming up, leading by 1.
Well, maybe the scoreboard is just a little tired.
Could be.
You know,
yeah.
it hasn't been used for a while, so it's still warming up.
It's it's like some of us old guys.
Yeah.
We're about a half a play behind, so
Half?
Okay.
You're half. I'm about 2 plays behind, I think.
It is Sunday, right?
But, the weather has, we haven't had the sunny skies like we had yesterday. But, as you guys were talking about earlier, we've had pretty good weather today. And, we wouldn't want one of those blazing hot days.
No.
So this is, and we didn't have rain. So
we're
getting in the game.
No drizzle. Sotelo start things off here in the bottom of 5.
And you can see the mountains over top of the batting cages.
They're pretty, aren't they?
Yeah.
It really is a great view. Sotelo waits on that one, gets a ball. Struck out, flied out to right field in her 2 attempts today in this game. 0 for 2.
So getting a little skiing.
Yeah, I think that's a great sight. Takes that one off the plate. 3-0 is the count. Outfield for Southwestern, Jameson, Sims, and Dull. Taking it all away. And if you are, like Analia says, well, you know what? I'll just throw it right down the middle. You're not going to swing? I'm going to make it an easy strike on myself. 3-1's the count. Well, pop fly, are they going to catch up to? Just drops foul.
Heading towards camera number 3.
I saw that, yeah. Got to get that coach over there to make a play. Flip over, knock it down. Save the camera.
Well, unless it's a direct shot, that camera won't get damaged.
Shot. Simon goes down, gets the ball, digs that out over at third base, and makes a strong throw. I tell you what, this young lady has been impressive. And now you look at the left side of this infield. If this is the beginning of the left side of this infield for Southwestern, this is going to be a very strong defensive team. So, Brooklyn Bedoya comes up. Brooklyn has come up with clutch hits today. You look at the 2 games. Fouls that one off to a parked car. Said, Albert, that's where you'd have been parked early this morning if I'd have just left you there, right where that ball just came down.
You mean where my van is? Right?
Where your van is, Ed. That's it. First thing Cody said to me is, go park over there. Off speed.
I think that's because Cody's seen my van, and she just figures, how many times has that thing been hit?
I was going to say, she doesn't park there, that's for sure. Garcia looks, brings it home. Off speed again for a ball. Gives a little smile to Blue behind the plate.
I like her off-speed pitch. That one just not quite in the right location, but she has a good off-speed pitch.
2-2, taking a right field. Let's see if the throw comes over there. Bedoya is safe over at first base.
Well, that's one of those pieces of hitting, Mark, that you've talked about. Hey, if they're throwing to you, if you got a chance to go the opposite way with it, just take the pitch and drive it that way.
Yeah, and it is that thing on all levels of the game that, you watch the really outstanding hitters, and they can hit the ball in any field. And you see things like this today where we've seen players do that. They're above average. So LeDuc is up. Playing third base for Cerritos. This one looking for the big hit right now. Only up by 1. Takes it right down Broadway for a strike. Isabella Jameson deep at short. Simon almost even at the bag at third for Southwestern. Malia Ward just, I'd say about 2 steps behind the bag over at second. And then Alicia Garcia, I'm going to say 2 steps in front of first. Right behind second, Jameson takes it. Out number 2. Still at first, 2 down.
Tight 1-0 game, and
yeah, it's one of those games that it's either going to be 1-0 or it's going to be that mistake either from the circle or on a defensive player. Throw down to second. Safe there. Picked up in the dirt short by Jameson. So she tried to make a sweep tag on the ball that was just short, making the tag, trying to be fluid and get the call from the umpire. Doesn't get the call. Runner safe at second base. So Brooklyn over at second. Fouled away. Nahara just trying to get that smooth, level swing. Looking for an alley to drive it in. Outfield playing straight away, left, center, and right. Mid-level on depth. Little pop flies are going to go out. Goes out of play. Sims has got a great arm in center field. Jameson with a good throwing arm in left.
so like you said, it's got to be in an alley where it gets past everybody.
Pitch. Off speed,
yes.
strike 3. What a sweet pitch by Garcia. And once again, the Falcons leave a runner at home. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left on base. As we head to the top of the 6th, it's the Falcons 1, Southwestern 0 here on sports.usa.net. I keep wanting to call them Southwest.
Well, there is Southwest, LA Southwest.
That is. Okay.
It plays in the, they play in the Southwest Conference too.
Okay. All right.
Not sure they're playing softball this year. I think, yeah, well, let's see. They didn't play football this year. 'Cause I remember they dropped football right before the start of the season, or they are playing basketball, so I think they're going to play softball this year. There's the one team up there, I think it's just, oh gosh. LA, I think it's just LA College, and they had the one where they built the parking structure, and then they had a softball field on top of the parking structure.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they ever used it though. or maybe for one season, but they dropped all their sports soon after building all that. I think now they're back, but they're only playing. I think they're only playing like basketball and maybe volleyball.
So yeah, I thought John just said that we had a change behind the plate, but I looked at the number and it's the same catcher, so.
Shortstop number 7, Isabella Jameson.
Okay, so Jameson is going to start things off for Southwestern. Swings through the first pitch. Popped out twice to second base in tonight's game. Takes that one off the plate. A very talented shortstop for the Southwestern team. She plays deep. Same way that Miranda Diaz does for the Falcons. Cocks the knee on that one for a ball. Diaz and Jameson have excellent range. I think these are two of the better shortstops we've seen in a while on the community college level. Next pitch is high. So we have a change in the circle for the Falcons. Samantha Islas is now pitching in the circle. That's for a strike. So Samantha is now in the circle, trying to close this one out for the Falcons. Here in the top of the 6th. Jameson, lazy fly ball. And Caps just parks underneath it and pulls it in for the first out of the easing.
Albert Robles admonishing me for my extremely bad camera work.
Drive down the right field line.
And rightfully so.
Hey, now, come on now. Can't be any worse than when you're at Cypress, you're at the Cypress basketball game, and the camera person that's supposed to be moving it is over talking to somebody, and you're watching play down there, and then you look down at Albert like, what's going on with the camera? Knowing it's not Albert's fault, but you're asking Albert, what's going on with the camera? Because he's running everything. Easy little pop-up taken there by Sotelo. So quickly, 2 up, 2 down.
Well, that's what you want, Mark. You bring in a new pitcher, you want them to just get quick outs, and you don't have to strike people out.
No.
Let your defense take care of things.
And the Falcons have played good defense in this game. Inside pitch off the plate.
Now, what we haven't seen yet in the 5 games we've done is a home run.
No, we did have a home run. We had a home run earlier.
Yeah, that's right.
We did.
Yeah, one home run. Well, I think I was running around doing something.
No, you were busy doing things with the home run.
I want to see one then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we did. We had 2 today.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
But both times you were busy.
Kind of like too busy to win the, buy the winning lottery ticket.
That's it. You were just behind the guy who bought it.
That's right. I said, sure, go ahead in front of me.
That's it. Pitch high and tight. What I haven't seen, and I know it's only 5 games in, but I need to see a squeeze play. Or it's 3 games in, I need to see a squeeze play. Or 4 games. I need a squeeze play. fouled away. Three and two, 2 outs. Trailing by 1 here in the top of the 6th. It's been a good softball game. This is the type of softball game you see all the time. Swing and a miss. And so the Falcons get out of this inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, the Falcons 1, Southwestern 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed, we've talked about this tournament, and it has been a good inaugural beginning for this. But as you and I look towards the future next year, it'd be fun to get about maybe 6 or 7 teams, maybe a couple more San Diego teams, maybe a couple Northern California teams, and really at the end of the day be able to just sort of look at South versus North. And when I say South, I'm talking down all the way from San Diego to someplace up north, where we can all sort of sit there and chuckle each other, where it's a north-south battle in the next Invitational here on Sportsnet USA.net.
Yeah, I mean, I think there needs to be more of that. You notice in basketball, in community college basketball in California, you're starting to finally see more of that. East Los Angeles College went up north and played a bunch of teams, and Fullerton has done some traveling. Some of the teams that we cover and stream their games. So I think that's good. You shouldn't have this thing where the Southern California teams just play each other and the Northern California just play each other, and they don't play each other again or they don't play each other at all until the state championship tournament. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree with you. So next year, North versus South here on Sportsnet USA.net. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. Miranda Diaz is up.
At the pace we're at, we may have enough time to go over and help Corey Neyland hook up things.
Make Corey Neyland smile.
So Josh Musselman and the rest of the coaching staff here at Cerritos College would like to get an insurance run here in the bottom of the 6th inning, get a little padding. Or maybe an insurance run and 2 to get a little more breathing room.
Strike 3 call. Southwestern keeping it close. This could come down to that 7th inning. Hamilton comes up, grounded out to short, struck out. Once again. And Jameson, one more time tonight, makes an error over at shortstop. Trying to make that quick pickup and a throw all in one move.
Designated player number 16, Patricia Soto.
Every once in a while, your fundamentals are off just a second. Just a second. You make that move a little too quick and the ball doesn't come with it. That's what's happened to her 3 times in this game tonight. Let's see if that makes a difference. Soto comes to the plate. Got hit by a pitch last time she was up there. Like Ed said, it looked like she caught it in the back of the calf, so she's still out there playing. Off the end of the bat, drops. It was one of those where you were going to try and make that diving catch, and you sit there and you look out to the outfielders, and they all, when they miss something like that, they just get so frustrated because they were there. They know they should have caught the ball first, Ed Ford. It's an easy routine play. They just try to make it a little harder than it really is.
Well, now, Mark, we've got one out, and the Falcons have a runner in scoring position.
Drop that bunt. So Gonzalez takes that for a ball. Excellent bunter. You've got the right person if you just want to move runners on. She can handle the bat. She squares, drops it. Deadly little bunt. Throw over to first just in time. Sweet bunt. Lots of action on it. Get it to die. It did that. And everybody moves up. And now you've got an opportunity to get that run across. 2 runners on.
At least when I've been watching, which obviously I've missed plays, but I've seen some good bunting. I've seen some bunts that are they just hit and they just swirl into the dirt.
Yeah, exactly. So Ashley Caps is up.
And Coach Musselman telling his players, if it's a fly ball, just run, 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 run.
Everybody in. Alicia Caps gets ready to go. Like I said, 4'11", but this is the time you want to be 6'2". And drive it, like Ed Ford has said, if you hit it up the alley, you can all run the rest of the afternoon. Lots of time, Frank Garcia. Off the plate. And what's interesting on this is because Simon's going up for a possible bunt, Jameson is coming over to cover third. So the runner at second, like Coach Musselman was saying, take 5 more steps for me. Drive. Jameson goes down. Runner did not get hit with the ball, therefore it's a base hit. So excellent running on the bases because Jameson goes down. She gets that distraction from the runner. You immediately get the infield umpire saying no contact on the runner with a safe sign. And that all-important second run crosses the plate.
Yeah, and in this game where you really only have what, Mark? Depends on how many, I hate to say how many bulbs are burnt out there, but what do we have for a hit total?
Well, we've got 8 for the Falcons,
right.
But when you look at Southwestern on theirs, I've got...
I think that's 4?
I got 1...
So we're talking 12 hits,
2,
a dozen hits in the game?
3, yeah, 4 for Southwestern. That's it. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Runner takes off, goes to second, high throw, safe there. And again, realize the Falcons did this with 2 outs. Now they've got 2 runners in scoring position. It's time to seal the deal with a base hit.
Oh yeah, that breaks it open in this tight of a game.
Drive down in, easily taken out of the air right there by Sam Jameson, but the Falcons get that all-important second run on there. Big error at shortstop allows that run to score, but no matter how you get it as we head to the 7th inning. It's the Falcons 2, Southwestern 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, Ed, now if you're Southwestern, you got to find some way to figure things out and to get that initial first person on base.
Yeah. You know, there's obviously lots of ways of doing it. You know, if you string together a bunch of hits, but I think you're going to need at least one extra base hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think this is where now the defense really comes into matter, because as much as I've loved Jameson in the games that I've seen her in, she has been not as steady defensively in this game, and realize 2 of the plays that she's made have led to runs that have scored in this game. That's the difference right now, is her defensive play. So if you're the Falcons, you've got to make sure you play defense. Make no plays that you can't make. And you saw that earlier today where you said, hey, there's no reason to throw the ball if you're not going to get somebody out. So,
and with Islas on the mound, her last inning, she pitched very well from the circle, got everybody out. She let her defense do it. She didn't get in there, try to strike people out and blow them down. So if she can do that again, you know, obviously it's a ball game over.
So here we go. 7th inning, Falcons up by 2. Islas gets a strike on the first pitch. Falcons looking for their first victory of 2022. From the circle, fouled away.
Ooh. And you know, since they've changed that rule, remember now there's a rule that all your dugouts in community college have to have some sort of netting protection. Yeah. So that one kind of squeezed through it, actually.
Yeah. I think they should say that's true for camera crews too.
We're probably expendable.
Pop up down the first baseline, fall safely foul. Garcia has struck out, flied out to right. Easy little base hit, get that first runner on. You're only down by 2. Rally can happen easily. We'll get those 2 runs in, tie it up here in the 7th. Almost, no.
Yeah, it was close.
It was close, but yeah, it was no cigar. It was no cigar. If they'd have called that a strike, I think I might have had to call timeout. 2-2 count. Bringing it home. Off the plate, 3-2. All-important pitch. Take first base any way I can get it.
That's right. She's worked the count from 1 and 2 to full count. She's got to do.
3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called.
Froze her.
So nice little pitch thrown right there. 1 away. Ojeda comes to the plate. Had a hit in the 2nd, flied out to right. Her last time at the plate. So the ball was, so they're not going to, they call it a pitch.
Yeah. Ball one.
And those are the sort of plays where you have a coach like you have for the Southwestern team that looks at the umpire and says, hey, that's a ball. You don't get to call it a mistake. You call it a ball. One and one. Count is even. No runs, 4 hits for Southwestern. 2 runs, 8 hits for Cerritos College. Off the plate, 2 and 1. Ooh, 3 and 1. That's right, 3 and 1.
Yep. You forgot about the.
Yeah, that's right. The excuse me pitch. 3-1 pitch. Swings through it. 3 and 2.
What happens, though, if you do something like that where the ball slips? Yeah, it's a pitch, but what if the batter's just swinging just to warm up? Is that a strike?
3-2 pitch. There it is. Base hit. So they've got that first runner on, that all-important first runner here in the 7th inning, trailing by 2. We get a timeout. Should probably get a pinch runner here. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, 1 down. You have 1 on, 1 down. Gotta score. Or it's all over for you. Do you sacrifice here?
With Sandoval, who is probably a speedy little runner, I don't know. I might be real daring and go play run and hit. Sam Jameson to the plate. Takes a strike. Jameson had a hit last time up. Takes that high and away. 1 and 1. 1 out. Runner at first. Up by 2. A little noisier in the dugout if you're Southwestern. Cheering your teammates on. Down low. 2 and 1. Hitters count. 2 and 1 count to the hitter. Two one. Swings through that one. This last brings a little more heat. Warming that ball up in the microwave. 2-2 count. Just fouled off. Just fouled off. In at right field, Gonzalez caps in center. Bedoya over in left. 1 down. Fouled away again.
Just barely got a piece of that one.
Leduca. Leduca. Here's the pitch. Just holds up. 3 and 2. 2 outs. Let that runner go. 1 out. They've got 2 up there. 1 out. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1.
Now it's 2. Thank you, Albert.
must have been one of those, Zen futurist kind of thing that they knew it was going to be an out.
As the home plate umpire called an infield fly rule immediately. So 2 down. Top of the 7th. 2-0. Fouled away. So Sydney Dahl. Outfield of Bedoya, Caps, Gonzalez. Easy fly ball. Diaz goes out, picks it up, and the Falcons walk away with their first victory of the season on a great 2-0 victory over Southwestern. The circle was wonderful. Started off with Callison, and then Islas throws a nice little shutout. And so, in this last game of the SportsNetUSA.net Invitational Softball Tournament, the Falcons walk away with a victory. Fun day out here. Got to see a lot of good softball. Had a great time. We want to thank everybody here at Cerritos College for what they've done for us. Of course, especially Cody, one of the nicer women in the game of softball that's out here all the time. And, of course, everybody at the staff has been kind to us to make this first SportsNetUSA.net Invitational Softball Tournament a success. And, Ed, you know what? First time out, it was very entertaining for all of us that have broadcast these games.
Yes, it was. We also like to thank the Cerritos College IT department for coming through for us and giving us some access so we could stream this game live.
And let's not forget that all the people over at Long Beach City College that helped us out yesterday.
All the people at Long Beach City College. Roy Natividad here at Cerritos College, the athletic director who helped us out, very much so. A big thank you to him. Josh Musselman, who's been helping us behind the scenes. Actually, Josh has been helping us for about the last 2 years planning this. So, a lot of people went into this to get this going. Also, once again, thank Lisa for bringing her Hawks over here to play, and Yasmin for the long drive from San Diego, because all of us have gone all the way down to Southwestern to Chula Vista more than once, and that is a long drive.
That is a long drive.
And on a Saturday, it's even a longer drive.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
But we appreciate all the coaches, the support staffs, the athletic trainers who have been out here, and the players, and everybody who, because of the situation, with there being no fans could come out to the games, we'd like to thank you for watching us bring this to you.
Yeah, let's thank John Van Gaston.
Oh, yeah,
like
John
always,
Van Gaston.
For being here. So for everybody here at Cerritos, for everybody at Long Beach, for all the teams that participated, for Albert Robles, for Ed Ford, for Corey, he left a while ago, Neyland, and myself, Mark Pavlovich, it has been fun for this first inaugural SportsNetUSA.net Invitational Softball Tournament on SportsNetUSA.net.